Hey everybody, this is Ben, your host for these Ambassador Zooms, and wanted to welcome everybody to our September Zoom, almost through the end of the year here. For today's Zoom, we're going to have Lindsay Gill, who is going to speak about our new text advocacy program. Then we'll have Carlos Aparicio, who will talk about the Kidney Action Week that we just completed recently and how it was successful, and then we couldn't have done it without all the ambassadors such as yourselves. But so without further ado, I'd like to hand it off to Lindsay.
Great, thanks, Ben. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are. I'm going to start sharing my screen and talk to you about a topic I am extremely jazzed about, and I know a lot of us here on the AKF Government Affairs team is really excited to talk to you about as well. And that is, as soon as I start to pull this up, this is our new digital advocacy program. So, basically, what we've been launching over the last couple of months here at AKF is a texting program. So we have an easier way to communicate with you when really urgent action alerts come up, particularly at the state legislative level right now. And we will be implementing this for federal issues as well in the coming months and certainly next year. But just really wanted to share with all of you what this looks like and how you're going to be, digitally taking action with us here at AKF. But please feel free to ask any questions as we roll through this presentation. I would love this to be very interactive, and it's actually going to be starting off pretty interactive because I do have an ask for everyone here, and that's to join our mobile advocacy network right now. And it's extremely easy to do. All you need to do is take out your mobile phone. So your, iPhone, Android, whatever mobile device that you have, it's super easy to use. And this is so you can opt in to receive future text messages from us. So all you need to do is open up a brand new text message in your mobile phone. So when you open up a brand new text message, the number that you're going to be texting is up here on the screen. It's 52886. So once you type in the phone number 52886, the word you're going to be texting is kidney. So you can see this little image of this cell phone here where it says kidney. You're going to get a text response back immediately. That's going to say, thank you for joining our mobile advocacy network, and there's going to be a link in that text message. What would be wonderful for everyone on this call to do is once you click that link, just fill out your information, and then you're going to be opted in to receive text messages from us in the future when pieces of state legislation start popping up in your state. So let me know if anyone has any issues doing that, but it should be a pretty quick and easy process to sign up. All right. Great, Crystal, if you've already registered, there's nothing else that you need to do. You should be good to go. And, depending on where you live, we'll be sending you a text message based on different bills that are popping up in the states. So as just so everyone knows, we are actually running some campaigns right now in a few different states, which is Michigan, North Carolina, and Ohio. So if you live in any 3 of those states, and you're already opted in, you should have received a text message from us. If you were not already opted in and you just opted in and you live in one of those 3 states, you can absolutely expect a text message from us pretty soon to continue to take action. Great. Sounds like people are joining in. That's wonderful. But just to give everyone a little bit of background on, why we're doing this and what this is and what this means is, I know in a lot of our previous conversations and ambassador Zooms, we've talked about, political advocacy and what that means to get involved as an ambassador at AKF. And a lot of you are familiar with Hill Days and getting involved with your lawmaker or even sending them an email on your own accord. But in this new, 21st century digital age, we now have digital advocacy. So this is a way for practitioners like Ben, myself, and others on our government affairs team to be able to really do our work in a better way and really make sure that you all are part of the process. And because everything is digital these days, especially in a COVID world, we want to make this as easy as possible for you to be able to interact with your lawmakers when issues start to pop up. Like we've talked about the Living Donor Protection Act, for example. That's a piece of legislation you can immediately take action on. So like I mentioned, we have active campaigns in those 3 states. This is kind of what a campaign page will look like. It's pretty straightforward. It looks very similar to what you just did when you filled out your information and signed up to receive text messages from us. But for other campaigns, when we're asking you to contact your lawmaker, we're asking you to not only email them, where you fill out your information and there's a preloaded email there where you can send that email, or you can even edit it and add different content in there yourself to add a more personal touch to it. But what I really want to emphasize on the call today is the power of social media and being able to actually tweet at your lawmakers directly from these campaigns that we're asking you to take action on. So just to share with everyone and give you an idea of why this is so important is who is on social media. And believe it or not, nearly 70% of state lawmakers, all of those members have a Twitter account. And I know a lot of you on this call are pretty active on Twitter. Some of you may not be, but like this first quote says here, social media is the ultimate equalizer. It gives everyone a voice and a platform that's willing to engage on an issue, the means to do so. So, sending emails or testifying in a hearing is absolutely critical and important piece to advocacy, but also sending a tweet. It's a public way to get in touch with your lawmaker, and they see that. And more often than not, we've seen studies that show it only takes a couple social media messages or a couple tweets to get a lawmaker's attention. So if everyone on this call were to tweet at their lawmakers, more often or not, them or their staff member will see it, and it really can move the needle on different issues. But this, graphic on the right just shows you the breakdown of, really who's engaged on social media. So more than half of members are on social media. So to, wrap this up and sum it up, how can you help? First, absolutely make sure that you are on Twitter. Please reach out if you need help setting up a profile. I always like to say, simple is good when it comes to your social media, your name, if you're comfortable, your hometown, so your lawmaker can see that you're an actual constituent, a picture of you, no gifts or images, people want to make sure that it's authentic and it's really you. But really wanted to emphasize when we start sending out these text messages to everyone, there is an option to tweet at your lawmaker, and we really would love people to get more engaged and reach out to their lawmakers on social media. It's a great medium for them to see, our ambassadors getting involved in these issues. So please also follow our advocacy account on Twitter. This is where you can see real-time updates of different pieces of legislation that we're working on, and you can interact with us directly here on Twitter as well. So I believe that is it. So I'll stop sharing my screen, but please feel free to ask any questions if you have some.
So, Lindsay, a quick question for you to share with the group is, how is this different or similar to the action alerts that we have on the website?
That is a really great question. So just so everyone knows, we also are launching a new website in the new year, and all of these campaigns will be able to be available on the website then in the new year. As of right now, we're sharing these campaigns on social media and via text message. Shortly, they will be posted on the website. These are primarily also actions in your state legislature. So whenever you do get a text message from us, just know it is extremely important to be able to interact and take action on those, since we're sending them directly to you. Also want to say, share that, text kidney to 52886 with your friends and family. Have all of them sign up and join our texting program as well. So feel free to tweet it out, send it out in a text message to have people join. Certainly the more the merrier when it comes to people joining our program and taking action. But great question, Ben.
Anybody else have any questions or anything for Lindsay?
I do.
Go ahead.
Yes, this is Karen. Unfortunately, I have an Android, and I'm not able. I have been unsuccessful in texting you this information, so I guess I can talk to you offline regarding that.
Yeah, I'll talk to you, Karen, about doing advocacy and other stuff. So we'll set up a time to go over everything.
Thank you.
Great.
All right, so then I will hand it over to Carlos now, who will talk about the Kidney Action Week that we just had. Carlos, just got to find you here so I can switch it over. Yeah, there's Carlos.
Cool. Thank you, Ben. So thank you very much for allowing me to come in and speak again, Ben. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to our ambassador network. You guys are really in many ways, the lifeblood that kind of brings and moves some of our initiatives forward. So I can't help but thank you for all of your work. So Kidney Action Week 2021 finished on September 17th. You may remember that prior to Kidney Action Week, the Health Initiatives team used to fly out all over the country and do health screenings. And so last year we decided that we wanted to continue to do that outreach piece, and we wanted to try to reach the prevention audience. As we went through the process last year and we were talking with our audience, one of the things that became clear was just how important it was to create an avenue where we really talked about more than just prevention, where we talked about the different aspects of kidney disease, all the way from prevention, all the way through dialysis, through transplantation, and frankly, having a discussion about mental health. Really trying to have a more of a 360 approach, which is something which we really value here at the American Kidney Fund. So based off of the feedback that we received from ambassadors like yourselves, internally, and some other folks, we decided to grow Kidney Action Week a little and do things a little bit differently. Whereas last year we really kind of focused on Facebook as the primary platform with creating an event page. For this year, we went outside and we partnered with an outside contractor and created an entire event page. It allowed us to be able to have not only our own URL, kidneyactionweek.org, but it allowed us to really work with a professional organization that allowed us to have some really high quality content that's going to be viewable for a long time, and as well as has some evergreen qualities to it. So just A couple of metrics related to Kidney Action Week. We had almost 2,400 people actually register through the actual webpage and web portal. But what's really amazing is that when we combine our YouTube and Facebook numbers, we had over 9,000 people view the videos. Now, just typically speaking, what we used to do with Kidney Action Days, it would probably reach about 200 to 300 people. And obviously, since we were doing it in select cities, we were really kind of focused on those cities. Now, with the Kidney Action Week approach that we have taken over the last couple of years, we've been able to have folks attend from across the country and actually internationally as well, thus creating and kind of cultivating a greater network of people to be able to share information and to really kind of be able to learn more about the different aspects of kidney disease. The ambassadors and really played an incredible role. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Jim Myers because I saw him share a couple of the videos through his website, through his Facebook. So I appreciate you doing that. A couple of other folks I saw do that as well. But I want to thank some of the ambassadors that really were instrumental in the planning, organizing, and ultimately in the presentation. I don't think she's here today, but Crystal Scott was really great in her session. Teresa Caldron really helped us out a lot with the planning process. Ellery Payton.
Crystal is here.
Is she? I didn't see. Oh, there she is. Mike and Leanne Saylor really shared a wonderful story that got a lot of traction and had a lot of people talking about how to speak to your ambassador, to your networks to try to get a living donor. Don Edwards obviously really provided a wonderful feedback on self-advocacy, on mental health and taking care of yourself. Leanne Williams was absolutely great as well. And I have to give her a special shout out because she was in New Orleans going from hotel to hotel and still managed to somehow join us for a Kidney Action Week session. Nicole Jefferson and working with the Congressional Briefing, Cindy Valetti, Greta Ellis, who I think we're going to try to poach over from PKD because I know she's an ambassador over there, but she did just a really wonderful job of talking about PKD and the various aspects and how it affected her. Nelchi Gedney is here, and I think we've got something that we're trying to put in the works for next year's Kidney Action Week. And honestly, just all of you who joined us for Kidney Action Week. Again, having over 9,000 people really kind of view the site and view the sessions is an incredibly important win for the American Kidney Fund and for continuing to grow this program and this educational offerings. I also want to take a second here to thank this was really a cross-organizational project. People from TOGA with the Congressional Briefing, which obviously provided a lot of information about donor protection. I want to thank our people over at the Office of Communication for the amount of work that they put in making sure that we marketed this to you guys, that we put this out there so people could be interested and be able to attend, helping with the event planning and the event build out, and obviously our Office of Development with all of the wonderful work that they did in trying and getting and garnering support from some of our sponsors. A couple of things that I just want to point out: the kidneyactionweek.org page will actually be live for the next 10 months. If you guys want to check out a session, that is a quick way to go in and just view some of the sessions. There is a watch again option. So I invite you to do that. We are also going to be downloading all of the sessions. Currently, there are 5 on YouTube, and all of the other sessions are going to go live on the YouTube page. So if you happen to be on YouTube and you see the session there, you're more than welcome to, and I am going to encourage you to share it. I think there's some really great information. Again, you guys shared some wonderful stories. We had some really great subject matter experts, and we had some great nephrologists who were able to kind of talk about the various aspects. Other than that, what we're looking forward to next year is continuing to grow. Well, somebody pointed this out, we had 13 sessions plus the Congressional Briefing this year. Honestly, in some ways, that is like a year's worth of webinars that we do on a monthly basis, all kind of put together in a single week. We want to continue to grow this. We want to continue to get input from you guys about the types of sessions that you want to see, the types of content that you want us to deliver. Because honestly, part of our goal is not only to provide you with educational resources, but our hope is that you share that within your networks so that we can continue that process of educating other people that are in your network, in your kidney network, if you will. I think there's some really great opportunities to not only have people learn about kidney disease and about how to prevent it, but also some of the interventions and how they work. I want to point to the home dialysis session that we had, and it's how it just kind of spoke about the benefits and the challenges of home dialysis. It was incredibly open, it was incredibly honest, and I think it was probably one of the first few sessions that I really saw that patient perspective from two people to be able to provide information to others about what their journey looks like. So again, look forward to next year. I'm happy to take any questions you might have about the event from this year. I have some thoughts about what we're going to be growing for next year, but obviously I want to thank you all for not only allowing me to speak, but hopefully for going in and looking at some of the sessions over the next few weeks and months.
If anyone has any questions or comments for Carlos, feel free to just mute yourself and ask. You can put it in the chat if you like. Going once, going twice. Okay, well, then I will thank Carlos for taking time to join us again. And also thank all the ambassadors who participated in the sessions and everyone who watched and shared the content as well. We sincerely appreciate that. Oh, Carlos, here in the chat, we have something from Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
And so I will say that will be it for our recorded portion here, but then we will still have time once the recording ends for our normal question and answer session. So thank you everyone for joining us so far.